Blah freaking blah. What's going on, guys? It's Eric, and I'm back. I've missed you guys so much. I've missed you. And I tell you what, taking off the past couple of weeks has really been the sensation of, I left the room for 30 seconds. What the hell is going on? I mean, you had the Star Wars debacle with the Han Solo directors being shipped off and Ron Howard taking over, and you had the Amy Pascal, Kevin Feige, whatever that was. I mean, you look at Kevin Feige's face, I'm like, I think it's just a gut feeling, but I'm like, you guys, I'm putting some money on the table here, but I'm sitting here, I'm looking at Kevin Feige, and I'm going, he's been doing this for a long time. I'm wondering if after Avengers Infinity War, he's not going to just take a powder. And man, can you guys imagine what's going to happen with the Marvel Cinematic Universe if Feige bails out? How much of the success rests on that man's shoulders of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? I mean, if he leaves, are we going to be stuck with Riri Williams as Iron Man? It's just a thought. It's just a thought. This is one of the things I wanted to pose the question to you guys on this because we'll do a video on this subject because Miss Marvel is on her way in. And I think Miss Marvel is the testing ground for this stuff. I've hypothesized before in my very first Marvel video that I did, the Marvel Implosion, where I think that the comic books are catering to the films. And I think that a lot of the new characters being put into the books are in reaction to the fact that they're going to have to replace these characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe eventually. And this is and all these efforts are being hamstrung by the SJW elements of Marvel. And boy, are we ready for this? I am not. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. But so much to talk about. And I was trying to, measure out how I was going to do this today, and then this popped up, and I decided, you know what, this is what we're going to talk about because it is such good news. It is such good news. This is news on the latest Batman film, and it doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm telling you, this could be more game changing for the DC cinematic universe. The same as maybe even more so than Wonder Woman, and I'm glad Wonder Woman was a success. I'm glad they are finally getting some feet under them. So, I want to talk about the Sony mess. I want to talk about the Spider-Man mess. I want to talk about the Star Wars mess. But first, I want to talk about this because this is the second piece of news I've had in the past 24 hours that was really exciting. The first. And, I really want to do a trailer talk, but if I can't get to that, I just want to tell you guys about it now. Look up the trailer for The Foreigner, starring Jackie Chan. It looks amazing. I have not been this excited for a Jackie Chan movie in probably well over a decade. It looks remarkably good. I mean, it's dead serious, but Jackie Chan is doing his thing, and it is just, there's so much rock and roll in this trailer. I mean, I'm desperately excited for this. You guys have got to check out this trailer. Let me know what you think too. Baby Driver is another one I'm excited about that's coming out this weekend. That is my pick for this weekend's film. So, for sure, it's going to be heads and tails. To me, I realize I'm all over the place because God, I just want to catch up. I've missed talking with you guys so much. Baby Driver looks like Edgar Wright's love letter / ode to Quentin Tarantino's early work. And I've been saying that for a while, off record. And I found out that he had actually been working on it for 20 years. And I'm like, well, that time's out right. That's about 1997. That is about the time that Quentin Tarantino put out Jackie Brown. And in 94, he'd put out Pulp Fiction, 92 Reservoir Dogs. So it's very possible that Edgar Wright was watching those. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to do that. And, of course, he's gotten so much experience under his belt. So many good movies he's done, and potentially good movies that he probably should have done, like Ant-Man. But I digress. Let's get to this Batman news because I think this is cool. This is coming courtesy of IGN.com. The Batman director Matt Reeves promises noir-driven detective movie. Ooh. Yeah, it just gives the hard nipples. Yeah. Hey. Get back in your box. They're not ready for that. But I don't want to get back in the box. I want to get out of the box. No. It's not time for that yet. You're coming later. Oh, you sure? Get back in the box. Okay, fine. I'm back in the box. Sorry. Got a little something I'm working up to. A little bit of voice work. That was not very good. But I'm working on that. So, filmmaker Matt Reeves dropped some juicy morsels about his next project, Warner Brothers' next solo Batman movie. That's too many uses of the word next in a sentence. While promoting his new release, War for the Planet of the Apes, which also looks like a winner. In a chat with New Trailer Buzz via Batman News, Reeves explains that he was as much of a fan of the DC superhero as a child as he was of the Planet of the Apes film series. Reeves also drew comparisons between The Dark Knight and the protagonist of the new Apes trilogy, Caesar. That's a clever thing to do when you're out promoting that film. I see a parallel emotionally between Caesar and Batman in that they're both characters who are tortured and trying to sort of grapple within themselves to find a way to do the right thing in a very imperfect and to some degree corrupt world. And so it's really that emotionality that I'm interested in. Now, that already excites me because I say it till I'm blue in the face, time and time again, that so much of the success of a movie are the right filmmakers behind it. Not necessarily talented filmmakers, are the right filmmakers. For instance, Zack Snyder, very talented filmmaker. Was he the correct guy for Superman? I have always said no, even though I love the man's work. To another degree is Michael Bay. And easy now. I've heard a lot of eye roll in there, but bear with me here. To get the Transformers off the ground, I think he was one of the few people that could have done it, and he did. In a massive, massive way. But if you look at movies like, Bad Boys and 13 Hours, I mean, the dude, he's a tremendously, tremendously talented filmmaker. Because it's not, the reason why you don't see films with that sort of spectacle, like, all the time is because not very many people can do it. And, actually, Zack Snyder and Michael Bay both are very stylish, very, I lost my words there. They know how to frame shots and massive action and just pull together these massive set pieces that not a lot of people can do. I don't think a lot of people want to do. But I am getting super sidetracked. The point is, I think that while I was personally excited to see Ben Affleck direct this film, I was actually more excited to see him direct the movie than be Batman. Because his style and his tone for the films he's done so far really, really matches Batman, the style and tone that I would see being successful. But Matt Reeves coming on I was even more excited. And this is why, because he's always trying to get to the heart of it, and his films, they're fantastical, but they also are very grounded. I mean, he strikes a very good balance with his movies. And so let's go on with what he says here. He added, I want to do a very point of view driven, this film, and with all films, what I try to do in an almost Hitchcockian sense is to use the camera and use the storytelling so that you become the character and you empathize with that point of view. And I think there's a chance to do an almost noir driven detective version of Batman that is point of view driven in a very, very powerful way that hopefully is going to connect you to what's going on inside of his head and inside of his heart. And to me, that's the Batman that we really need to see. And I love the Nolan trilogy. I do. Even Dark Knight Rises. I thought, amidst the imperfections that were there, that was a great, brilliant movie that really had something to say. Something good to say. And but what was always missing from those movies to me was Batman's detective work. It's kind of like he became a very skilled ninja who had cool gadgets who fought crime. And the detective was missing. And from what I gather, I am not the biggest Batman fan. I mean, I imagine that most of you are probably bigger fans than I am. But, I've had a really big fan of his, a friend of mine, once suggested that, Bruce Wayne's detective skills rivaled that of Sherlock Holmes. The way he could walk into a room and kind of dissect everything. And when he needed to, he had the gadgets and the wherewithal and the money to further his detective work. Now, I'd like to know what you guys think, being bigger Batman fans than I am, what you know of Batman, what you think about that idea that he is, Sherlock Holmes level intelligence when it comes to deductive work. But going on in this article, Reeves also recently confirmed Ben Affleck, who had previously been attached to direct the Batman solo film, is still aboard to play his Caped Crusader. He added that he is only just getting started on working on the Batman movie now that he's done with War for the Planet of the Apes. On that note, I really hope that Ben Affleck is still attached to this, because I think that I know Affleck is dog tired of the Batman questions and the constant, harassment and I know the backlash that was Batman v Superman could not have been easy on him. I don't think it was easy on anybody. And if Justice League, which is currently getting the Han Solo Star Wars treatment of being, every day that passes we find out more and more of that movie is being reshot. If that movie is negatively received, I think there's a chance that Ben Affleck could bail, honestly. If this movie gets the same type of reception as Batman v Superman, I think Affleck could bail. If I could talk to him personally, I would encourage him not to. Because this film, what Matt Reeves wants to do, I really believe is worth sticking up for, holding on, and at least get this movie done. Because I think this is what Ben Affleck's been waiting for. I think this is the role that he's really been waiting to play. This is the Batman role. And I think if he bails now, he will really, really miss out on a good opportunity. I would understand, but like I said, if I could talk to him, I'd say, dude, just hang on. Just hang on to it. But yeah, there's that, man. Tell me what you guys think about this direction for this film. I mean, because we've not really had this Batman yet. If you go back to, not counting the 60s show, which was just slapstick, let's start with Tim Burton's movies. We've had the Tim Burton vision with Batman and Batman Returns. And we had the return of the schlock with Batman Forever and especially Batman and Robin. And then you had the Nolan trilogy, which was great in every respect except for the detective work. We've not had a story that could be this personal and focusing on the detective work. I think that Matt Reeves is going to knock it out of the park. I mean, based on this and based on what I've seen of his work, I think that we are all in for a very, very big treat, and I hope that it's as good as it seems like it could be, and I hope it's very well received by the public, because this looks fantastic. I'm very excited, and they've not even gotten started yet. So that's it, guys. Tell me what you think. Is this what we needed? Is this what's cool? And I think it's going to be great. Post your comments down below, and yeah, it's good to be back. And if you're new here, please subscribe and hit the bell for notifications, and hit that like button. That does help support the channel. It does help YouTube feed its algorithm and throw my video at other people so that they can have a chance to watch it too. So, yeah, comment down below, and I will see you guys on the next one.